Have you ever found yourself staring at a screen, trying to figure out the best way to convert your hard-earned dollars into another currency? Maybe you're planning an international trip, or perhaps you're dealing with overseas transactions. It's a common dilemma, and when it comes to banking, especially online banking, the question of foreign currency exchange can get a little complex. Today, we're going to tackle that very question, specifically focusing on how Ally Bank handles this crucial financial aspect. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of Ally Bank's practices, let's establish some context. Foreign currency exchange, at its core, is the process of changing one country's currency into another. This is essential for international trade, travel, and investment. But how it's done, and the costs associated with it, can vary significantly between financial institutions. In today's interconnected world, the need for efficient and cost-effective foreign currency exchange is more important than ever. Whether you're a frequent traveler, an online shopper dealing with international vendors, or someone managing cross-border finances, understanding how your bank handles these transactions is crucial. So, where does Ally Bank fit into all of this? Ally Bank, known for its online-only model and competitive rates, has carved out a strong presence in the U.S. banking landscape. However, when it comes to foreign currency, the picture becomes a little more nuanced. Here's a key point to understand right from the start: Ally Bank's primary focus is on domestic U.S. banking services. This means that their direct involvement in traditional foreign currency exchange, like exchanging physical cash, is limited. Specifically, it is important to understand Ally Bank has discontinued outgoing international wire transfers. That being said, that does not mean that Ally Bank customers cannot participate in foreign currency transactions. Here is a breakdown of how it works. Debit card transactions. When you use your Ally Bank debit card for purchases in a foreign currency, the transaction is processed through the MasterCard network. MasterCard then converts the foreign currency amount into US dollars using an exchange rate they determine. It is very important to understand that Ally Bank itself does not set the exchange rate in these transactions. The exchange rate is provided by the MasterCard network. It is always a good idea when traveling to ask that any card transactions be processed in the local currency. This can often save money, as opposed to the merchant converting the transaction into US dollars. Online purchases. Similar to debit card transactions, online purchases made in foreign currencies are typically processed through payment networks like MasterCard. These networks handle the currency conversion. When making online purchases from international vendors, it's wise to be aware of the exchange rate being used and any potential fees associated with the transaction. Incoming international wire transfers. While Ally Bank has discontinued outgoing international wire transfers, they do still allow incoming international wire transfers. It is important to understand that Ally Bank uses a correspondent bank to process these transactions. Specifically, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. Therefore, when receiving an international wire transfer, the sender will need to provide specific information that includes the correspondent bank's information. Foreign transaction fees. It's important to be aware of potential foreign transaction fees. While Ally Bank itself may have certain policies, the payment networks involved can also impose fees. It is always wise to review Ally Bank's current fee schedule and to understand the potential fees that could be imposed by the payment networks. Alternatives. For those who require frequent or large-scale foreign currency exchange, exploring alternative services like dedicated currency exchange providers or multi-currency accounts from other financial institutions may be beneficial. Services like Wise, for example, specialize in international money transfers and often offer competitive exchange rates and lower fees. Here's a crucial takeaway: when dealing with foreign currency transactions through Ally Bank, you're primarily interacting with the payment networks they utilize. This highlights the importance of understanding how these networks handle currency conversions and any associated fees. Now, you might be wondering, why doesn't Ally Bank offer direct foreign currency exchange services? Well, like many online banks, Ally Bank focuses on streamlining its operations and providing specific services efficiently. Offering extensive foreign currency exchange services would require significant infrastructure and resources. Instead, they leverage the existing networks and partnerships to facilitate these transactions. This approach allows them to maintain competitive rates and focus on their core banking services. Therefore, when planning international travel or handling overseas transactions, it's essential to be aware of the exchange rates provided by the payment networks. Understand any potential foreign transaction fees. Consider alternative options for frequent or large-scale currency exchange. Always ask for transactions to be processed in the local currency when using a debit card abroad. When receiving international wire transfers, make sure the sender has the correct information required for the transaction. In essence, while Ally Bank doesn't directly handle traditional foreign currency exchange, it facilitates these transactions through its partnerships with payment networks. This approach allows customers to conduct international transactions while leveraging Ally Bank's core banking services. Understanding these nuances is key to navigating the world of international finance. By being informed about how your bank handles foreign currency transactions, you can make informed decisions and minimize potential costs. It is also important to remember that financial services and their associated policies are subject to change. Therefore, it is always best practice to contact Ally Bank directly or to review the most up-to-date information on their website regarding any questions about foreign currency transactions. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.